Welcome everyone to marlamiller.com's Marketing the Muse. This is our, I think, 61st quick query critique. I can barely say it. I've done so many of them. A couple of things. I think I'm going to be reducing the newsletter to once a week for the next couple of months, because the good news is that I have one ebook coming out and another one that I'm working on madly, and there's just so many hours in the day. So my writing comes first, and everything else kind of falls underneath that. And the other thing is that I've launched a video blog called Me Quiet, You're Kidding Right, and it's for women over 45 to speak. It's a promotional vlog. I would encourage all of you who have women over 45 in your network to let them know about it. I have big plans for it. We did a soft launch, and I'm just delighted with what's happening so far with it. So I really want to make sure that I spend as much time on that as I'm spending on Marketing the Muse. Again, I'm expanding my platform, guys, and you have to have a personal life too. So we'll be down to one newsletter a week for a while, but please keep sending your query letters, because I will continue to do one a week for sure for the next 2 months. And then we'll take a look in July after I have my bearings and the Santa Barbara Writers Conference is over, because that's also that's 5 workshops that I have to be planning for. So, like all of us, I've got a lot on my plate, and I just had to make decisions about what was the priority. So this letter, I want to just get to it, and I've posted it on the site, so I want you to take a look at the formatting and also the wording of this query letter. Dear Blank, after her father's sudden death, Callie Richards accepts that life with her grandmother in a small town of Kushkashwin will be dull, but what she finds is that it's anything but. She has inherited the family's talent of witchcraft. It is her destiny to form a coven and to learn to fight her family's battle of good versus evil against a terrifyingly powerful, hungry sorcerer, or watching her world collapse around her. Callie forms her coven with her best friends, a necromancer, an empathic, and a vampire, and discovers everything happens for a reason, from the death of her parents to her choice of friends and even her homework. She will need to learn to trust the coven members with her life and learn to work together as a team before the dreaded sorcerer attacks. Through a series of investigations prompted by their simple history assignment, they find that magic runs through the heart of the town and realize that they are all connected to it. We follow Callie and her coven as they struggle to develop their abilities and work together as they become one. Cry the Witch is a 106,000 word novel that is the first of a 4-part series written in the fantasy science fiction genre. Thank you so much for your time, etc. Okay. A couple of things right off the bat. This sounds like a young adult or a children's story, and so I wonder if it is, and I wonder if this writer just didn't specify that. It certainly sounds like science fiction and certainly sounds like fantasy, but it really does sound like a YA novel. She talks about her homework. She talks about several things that lead me to believe that this is a YA novel. So if it isn't a YA novel, you want to take a look at that. If her protagonist is a teenager, and she has this as an adult science fiction or fantasy, she might want to rethink that, because this could be a story that the YA readers would just absolutely devour. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this writer acknowledged in her note to me that she is a new writer, and this query letter reflects that. Not so much in her writing, because her writing is pretty darn good, but she has many errors. And I don't do line editing when I do quick query critique, you know that, but lots of errors in this, so you might want to take a look at that. The other thing is that she has one-sentence paragraphs, and let's not do that. Let's, put them together. And I think that this, and the other thing is that I don't think that there's enough here. Now, this is just my opinion. I don't read this genre, science fiction, fantasy. I don't read it. I don't have that great of an imagination, so I'm kind of bound to the concrete. But if there's a terribly powerful, hungry sorcerer that is the evil person, and she's got this coven now that's going to fight against this evil, well, what's the evil going to do? So what's at stake? And so I would encourage her to redevelop this query letter to talk more about or to weave in what's at stake. So it's Kelly and the coven against this sorcerer, and if they don't win, horrible things will happen. At least, give us a little taste of that. You don't have to tell us the ending or anything, but do a bit more foreshadowing here. So why? So we can ratchet up the tension. Why do we want to ratchet up the tension? Ratchet up the tension in a query letter so that the agent says, gotta have it, gotta read it. I'm like tense. I gotta know more. So that's why you want to do that. 106,000 words sounds like a lot. So this may be a novel that is a novel in progress, as most of our novels tend to be. Even when we think they're done, oftentimes they are not. So you might want to look at the length of this. And that's all I'm going to say. I think that for a writer who is just starting out with the business end of writing, she's obviously spent enough time to write a 106,000 word novel. I think this is enough information for her. She needs to, take a look at this, rework it, study some of the query letters on the site. I have lots of sci-fi query letters there. I have lots of young adult query letters there, so that would be a good place for this writer to, spend a little time learning more about how to write a query letter. I hope that that's helpful. Until the next time, be well and keep writing.